Hello, hi, and good evening. Warm welcome to the webinar. And friends, we'll wait as usual for a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. In the meantime, let me firstly check on the live stream because I believe most of you would like to have access to the live stream or the recording of today's webinar. And for that, the live stream is crucial. So let me quickly check on that and then I'll get back to you in just a few seconds. All right, perfect. So the live stream seems to be working fine. And another help which I would need from all of you or anyone from the audience is regarding the audio because I can check on my display and the meter is showing perfect. But still, it will be better if someone from the audience can confirm that you're able to hear me properly. So just type yes in the chat and I would know that you are able to hear me properly. All right, perfect. Thank you, Anandram, for confirming. And I can see now there are multiple friends who are chatting. So thank you all for confirming that you are able to hear me properly. And I believe in these kind of interactions, audio is much more important than the video. But and that's where thanks for confirming. All right, so now as I mentioned, we are going to allow a minute or so to the other remaining friends who haven't joined us yet. So just allow them 1 minute and then we'll get started. In the interim, let's have an important discussion about how we are going to conduct today's webinar because obviously this is a webinar format. So unlike a Zoom meeting wherein you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question, that's not possible here. So how are we going to interact? So there are two tools that we are going to use today. One is chat, which you have already seen in action. So that is one tool that we are going to use. The second tool that we are going to use is the Q&A. So Q&A is something that we'll keep more for the question answer, and chat is what we'll use for our interactions. So if I want to understand your opinion, if I want to take your feedback or your suggestions, for that we are going to use chat. And for questions, if there's anything which is not clear to you, if there's anything you would want me to elaborate further, or you're not able to understand anything and you want me to explain it further, so for that we are going to use Q&A. Now you can also use chat for the same thing, but what happens because there's a lot of exchange happening in the chat. There are so many members, there are so many friends who are chatting. So there's a possibility that your question might get missed out. All right, so that's where I think we should get started. Once again, good evening and a warm welcome to all the friends who are joining us here today and to discuss and understand about a really very, very important topic that is around making your business discoverable and what are the five mistakes that exporters are making when which is impacting your business and you're not even aware that it is impacting. That's the unfortunate reality. All right, and today's webinar is wherein we'll use a mix of presentation and a live walkthrough. So we'll try to understand each topic uh, one by one. All right, so this is where, without taking any more of your time, let's get started. Before that, let me also open the Q&A panel on the other monitor. So I will keep the chat and Q&A. Now, I am not sure, there's something wrong with Q&A. It was stuck. Now it is there. So I'll keep peeping into the chat as well as Q&A from time to time. And if you find me looking to the side, that's where I'm just looking at the other monitor. All right, perfect. So this is where let's get started. So I'm going to start sharing my screen and we will proceed ahead with today's discussion. All right. Perfect. So in next few seconds, you'll start seeing my screen and we will proceed ahead. So as customary, We are going to start with a brief introduction about myself. Name is Adnan. I am Director Digital Commerce at GlobalLinker, and I have about 20 years or 2 decades of experience in digital and technology. At GlobalLinker, there are two roles that I play. One is of a business side, wherein I head the various digital commerce initiatives, and the other role is of a public speaker and trainer, because in today's day and age, you will also agree there's no dearth of technology solution. There are many technology solutions which are available, but how many of us actually know how to use them and how to use them smartly so that it helps us, it helps our business. And that knowledge gap is the most significant. And in order to bridge that gap, I try to do as many conferences, webinars, workshops, etc., digital and physical both, and try to share as much knowledge as possible with friends like you so that you can use digital in the right way and you can achieve your dreams. And as part of that initiative, I had the wonderful opportunity of conducting more than 500 such sessions in India and other countries, and connect and share a little bit of knowledge with about 12,000 business owners. So that's a quick introduction about myself. Now, the next slide is something different, and this is something which, again, I've realized based on my interaction with many of the friends like you, and who had been wanting to connect, and they have to put in a lot of effort to connect and reach out to me. So that's where what I would recommend, that you can either scan this QR, or in the chat, I am sharing my contact number. You can directly send that, or I would share a link. Just allow me a quick second. Where is the note? Yeah. So I will also share a link. Now, WhatsApp being the most convenient option, let's use that. And I believe all of you already have that in your hands. So let's use that. I've given you a link in the chat, and I've also shared my contact number. So that's where please do drop a message, and you have to send a webinar. I'm typing that also in the chat, WEBINAR, and I can see that I have started receiving messages. So please continue to do that. So all you have to do is, if you're joining through a laptop or desktop, then it is very easy. Just open your device's camera and you can scan the QR. Or if you're joining through a smartphone, then in the chat, I've shared a link and or mobile number. So if you're not comfortable clicking on the link, then my mobile number is 9971217302, and you have to type webinar, WEBINAR, and send it, and you'll receive a message back from me, and it will have my contact details, right? So thank you for those of you who have sent the message. I can see on my phone notifications are coming. So thank you all for sending and connecting with me. And I look forward to meeting you in person over a one-on-one session as well. All right. So let's move ahead and let's start discussing about today's topic. Now, before we go on to and we start discussing the five digital mistakes which are impacting your export business, let's understand the background first. And the background is, and I'm not sure how many of you and to what extent you are familiar with this shift or change which is happening. And the change is that now all of us are using AI. Now you must be thinking, like, what is so groundbreaking about that? What is very important and it is impacting your business is that now your buyers are also using AI. Now, if you have used AI, and if you have used AI for shopping or looking for suppliers for a particular product, you would have observed, and if you haven't done that after the webinar, please do that. You will observe that what happens. So, for example, I want to buy, let's say, a handbag. Now I can go to Google and I can type, or any other search, and I can type handbags, and it is a shoulder bag or tote bag, whatever that bag is. This is the bag I'm looking for, and it will show me hundreds and thousands or probably a million of results, and I have to go through it. Now, if you do the same thing with a AI mode or with an AI like Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, anyone, that's where you'll not get million results. If you put the specification that this is the fabric or this is the leather that I'm looking at vegan leather, and the strap length, the strap should be like that. These many compartments should be there, and the closer should be zip or something else, or Velcro. So if I give that kind of specifications along with my requirement to an AI, it will not give me a billion results. It will give me 5, 10, 20 at max results. Now, those results are not the ones which it has pulled up on its own. It has basically gone, found those suppliers, matched the specification, and then it is giving those results. Now, that exact process is also happening with you, where people are not able to find you because you are not AI discoverable, right? Sorry, I have a bad throat, so please bear with me. So that is something which is happening, and it is impacting your business. And that's what I've captured in this slide. So we'll move ahead. Now, how AI decides to show results. So that's where AI interprets the information which is there. Now, from where is it getting that information? Any guesses on that? And you can type your answers. What do you think? From where AI is interpreting, from where is it getting the information? You can type your answers in the chat. All right, so the first answer is from Anand Ram, and he's spot on. It is your website. So it is your website. That is the heart and soul, or the core, or the library, or the data center, whatever you would want to call it. That is the place from where it gets the maximum amount of information, or it gets to understand you, right? And then you have trust and proof. Now, trust and proof comes from two parts. One is from your website and from your social, your Google My Business listing, your reviews as well. So from there it comes. And what AI ignores is brochure style or business type website, 5-page website, those kind of things. It ignores, and we are going to discuss that or explore that also later once we get into that. Now, why are exporters the hardest hit? Because unlike a B2C business or a domestic one, this is where your buyer is a tech savvy person. So that's the first uh, point that is impacting you. The second is the risk is significantly higher, right? They are not sure about you. They are not sure about the specification, credibility, etc., etc. Now, how can they reduce their risks, right? So everyone would want to. No one wants to lose their job, right? Or no one wants to incur losses. Right, so everyone wants to play it safe. Now, in order to play it safe, now they have a tool which allows them to reduce their work and also play safe at the same time, right? So at one end, it is doing all the analysis, evaluation, shortlisting, everything AI is doing. And at the same time, when it is doing that, it is allowing them to only spend time and energy with the suppliers that are meeting the criteria. And that's where it also helps them to play safe, right? So that is why it is impacting the exporters or the export fraternity the maximum. And I don't think we have to spend your valuable time there. So friends, these are the five problems that are impacting your business, and we will discuss each one of them at length in today's session. So first is technical readiness, and uh, the topic or the title of the webinar is 5 mistakes, but I find mistakes is a very derogative and negative word, so I haven't used that in the presentation. I've turned it around and mentioned it as a action item, right? What is the action item rather than mistake, right? So in case you feel, okay, the webinar said mistakes and he's say talking action item, just to keep the positive vibe around. All right, so the first one is technical readiness. Second one is explicit identity. Third is structured content. Fourth is FAQ. And the fifth one is trust signals, right? Now, before we move ahead and we start discussing each of these topics, I want you to do one thing. I want you to chat your website link in the chat window, right? So just type in your website in the chat window so that what we'll do is when we are talking about technical readiness, so it is not like I'll just be talking to you about the technical readiness. We will look at your website and I'll also show you how it should be and what is there, right? So let's do that. We'll do it for each of the uh, five action items which are there. We are not going to call it mistakes anymore. All right, so I have a few of the websites here. And now I am going to switch my screen and open a browser window, and we will just keep opening a few of the sites that our friends have shared. I'll try to open as many as possible, but hope you understand, like it is not possible to have everyone because otherwise the webinar will become a marathon one. So I'll try to cover as many as possible. All right, so we have this is the first one. Have I copied it correctly? Yeah, it looks like for some reason it is not opening up. All right, so let's go back very quickly to the presentation and let's open one more. Okay, Harin Exim is already there. Let's open one more. All right, so the first one, for some reason, it is not opening. Now it has opened. All right, so let's go back to the presentation and let's start discussing the first action item, or in your minds, you can also think is it as the first mistake. And this is something which I have covered or I've added deliberately as the first action item. What is the reason behind that? Typically, these are the things which were technical things people look at towards the end. But this is the first one because if these are wrong, no matter what you create on your website, you'll not have any benefit. You'll have zero AI discoverability, even the search discoverability, right? So this is where there are three checks, and I'll try to show you two of them, or we'll try to cover three of them for few of the examples that friends have shared. Right. So the first is indexable pages. What does this mean? So I'll very quickly switch the screen. We'll take this first one as an example. And this is something which you can do yourself. You have to type site, SITE, and then colon, and then copy paste the URL. I've just done that and we'll press enter. And if you see this fellow, he is sleeping, that means your business is sleeping, which means your business is not indexed. All right, so let's try it for the other business. Let's see if there's a difference. And I have a gut feeling there should be. Yes, here you can see. So this is where you have the various pages indexed, and this is where, depending on how many pages which are there, so they are indexed. Now, what does this mean? If you're not from the technology industry or from the digital commerce industry, this is something which you may be finding a little difficult to interpret or relate to. So this basically means that the information about your website is there with Google. So this information that we are seeing, this is from Google. Google is telling, okay, I have these pages. So per page we have about 10. So I have 70 pages. So this were about 70. We are going to 7 pages. So this means I have 70 pages worth of information about this business. All right. So this is where for this particular business, Ravel Prime Export, you're not there on Google. Your website is not indexed with Google. So that is an issue. Alex Shaft, yes, it is indexed. I'm not sure how many pages you have on your website, but it is indexed. So this is a good thing. But another issue which I'm just noticing here, and I'll just go to the second page, and this is specifically for Alex Shaft. I'll just have a look who shared the Alex Shaft. All right, so Shikha ji has shared Alex Shaft. So another issue, and this is something because we are looking at the result. Now, this is where we have a result called Rock Breaker. Now, Rock Breaker is a very generic term, or elevator spare or excavator spares. Now, excavator spare, I believe, is a category page that you have on your website, right? No, this looks like a blog pages. Okay, that's surprising because ideally it should be leading to the product. Let's look at Rock Breaker. This is again looking like, again, it is a blog article, so which is surprising. But the point which I wanted to highlight was the meta, which is this title. So this is called the meta title, which you are seeing here. So this is not optimized. So ideally, it should be optimized. It should have who's the target audience and what is the intent. So that's where you have rock breaker for excavator machines or construction machines. Those kind of relevant terms should be there. So that will help with your discoverability and AI also. All right, so let's quickly look at the other website that we have and check for indexability. Congratulations, you are also indexed, and there's where about 50 pages are there. We'll quickly go to the second page and see. Uh, that's where again we are seeing a lot of archives. What is this green piece? So it is a product, and that's where we are not seeing the category structure there, but we'll come to that later. Let's move on to the next one. Now, this is extremely crucial. If this is not there, and a lot of time when AI is looking for information, it uses this as a tool as well. So this is where again for Captain Exim, you only have one page. Good that you're listed, but with one page, it is absolutely impossible to be discoverable. So that is an issue. Let's move on and let's have a look. Sorry, I think I removed the colon. So this is stone stone eve stone eveners. Sorry, I may be okay. National Stone Veneer. That is the company name. Okay, so this is where again, congratulations, you have about 50 pages which are indexed, and this is where you can see there have a longer meta title, and these are more descriptive as well. So Evora Grey State Translucent Veneer Manufacturer, uh, manufacturer from India, which is good. Now, this is where you have explained the product, but not aligning with the target market. Like, so it is for B2B buyers, etc. Let's try to open that page. It is taking some time. So this is the product that we are looking at. All right. So Meta is good and made from. All right, so meta description is not optimized because this looks like it is just using the information in the page. It should be optimized. This, again, there's a scope for optimization there, but this is where I'm believing I'm getting lost. So I will try to stick with checking the indexability. So this is Sri Metal. Congratulations, you are also indexed, and there are about 80 pages which are there. Meta and meta description can be optimized. This is we have the next website. This is Rishabh Intermediaries. This is where we again have about 20 pages which are indexed, so which is nice. Then we have Kiran Exim. You, your website is not indexed. Kiran Exim looks like a very nice website, but it is not there on Google. So you have a problem there. All right, let's look at the next one. Mac Tech Designers, you are also indexed, but only few pages are there. I am not sure if you have these like 7, 8 pages are are only there, but it looks like you may have more pages. They are not there, so that can be a issue for your business, right? Now, if I am not able to cover your business, then apologies for that. Uh, I can see there are a few others. There's one more. Let's use this one. There's one more I saw in the chart. So let's cover this one also. We will just quickly do this review. Now, this is very, very crucial. If it is not there, this is Anita Export. Congratulations, you are indexed. I can see the result, but again, there are very few. And this is home page. There are cardamom, our product about us, rice, spices. Again, the meta and the meta description is not optimized, which will again be impacting your discoverability, right? So that was indexability of your pages. And then we will now look at schema. We'll check the load speed also parallelly. So this is one check that you have to do. The second check is for schema. So for schema, there is a tool which is called the validator tool. This is from the schema.org. So this tool basically helps you understand whether your business, your website is indexable or it has the schema structure. Now here for this Rebellion Prime exports, let's go to their products. So okay, these are not clickable. uh, these are okay. It looks like you have a single page website. Let's check if you have the schema structure, and we'll talk about this at length also later, because this is something which is affecting your business and you don't have schema there. Let's look at one of your products. Let's look at the pin product. Let's open this one, and we are looking for Alex Shaft India now. Here, here you have the schema, and this is the breadcrumb. So this is of no use for us for AI discoverability. It has use, but it for AI discoverability, and this is for Hatem, and again, it does not have. So you have schema, but not the right one. I'll show you what the right schema looks like. So for that, I have to go to one of the pages. Let's take this one. This is a more what do you call generic one, everyone can relate to. This is fennel. So we will come back here and we will run the schema test again. Now, this is one of the websites which our team has made for our client. And I'm just showing you that actually how it should be. So one is it should have information about the organization, which is there. And the second is it should have information about the product. Now, this is where AI is clearly understanding that it is a product. So this is what is needed. If it is not there, AI will not be able to understand, right? So this is where you can see there are different tags at the rate type. So it is showing that it is a product. Now AI knows, okay, this is a product. Then you have product ID, etc., etc. Whatever information is there, it is all there, and AI can now relate to it and understand it in a better way. For AI, discoverability is the most crucial thing. I'll check for another website. Let's see if they have products, agree product. And this is where you have agriculture. Okay, so you haven't added individual products, which is not the right practice. And we are going to discuss that a little later also in detail. But I hope you got the sense. So this is some product slate D copper, and we will just quickly run this test here also. For the benefit of time, I'm not going to run the test for the remaining websites that we have because you know that it will take time. Let's run it for this website, and if they have products. Okay, so this is again. Let's go to all. Your navigation is beautiful, but it is little difficult to, okay, you don't have products, so which is Anita export. Let's see if you have rice products. All right, so here you have rice. Let's see this one. This is the last one we are going to check. So here again, let's see if you have the right structure. You have the schema structure on your website. Again, you don't have that, right? So this is where I believe we have checked few website, and other than the Alex Shaft, that is where we found the schema. But again, that was wrong. So again, this is where all of you are failing in this, or you have this issue. Uh, let's not use failing. This you have this issue. This is the action item you have. Now we have the fast loading. Now fast loading is something which takes a little bit of time, but I will show you. This is one of the very comprehensive tool. This is from Google. It is called Page Speed Insights, and all you have to do is to just copy your website's link and then paste it there and click on analyze, and it will do the checking and it will come back with the result, right? So this is what you have to do. So this is where you have to ensure that it is in green both on mobile and desktop, right? Obviously, there's no website in the world that has achieved 100%. You can possibly go around 90. So this is where on the mobile, for this particular website you have 88, and on the desktop you have 86. So there are scopes. So this is not green. You have to make it green, right? So it can be 90 or something. This is where you can see it 92, it is green. So you have to optimize it. There is scope for improvement. Let's look for Alex Shaft also. Now same process, go to PageSpeed, paste your URL, and it will run those tests. Now, if you want to go into advanced diagnostics, again, you can do that. There are detailed informations available. In fact, you can use AI, and it will guide you through how you can do those fixes. But for a normal person, your color should be your guiding principle. It should be green, and that should be something that you should look at. There are different tools also available, like GT Matrix is there. There are other tools also available in the market, which a lot of professionals propose. But uh, I find from the use case perspective, and plus Google being a leader in the website search, etc. So that's where their uh, recommendations are quite comprehensive. Now, this is where for Alex Shaft, you have a big issue on your mobile. That's where your score is 46, and that is right. It should be green performance wise. And again, your desktop score is also low, right? So that is a issue. Now, obviously, it will take a lot of time to check every website. So we will now move on to the next part because we have four more action items to cover. All right. So these are the three things that you have to ensure. So you have indexability, you have fast loading, and it should be green, and you have schema. If it is not there, That's where you have issue. All right. Now, why technical visibility fails, and this is where we have discussed that. So we'll skip this slide. Now we'll move on to the action item number two, and that is clear identity. Now, this is very crucial. This is where we have to understand that AI wants to know that who we are, what we do, and what are the products that we are offering. Now, for a moment, if we take these, or we take these two lines, who we are and what we do, and let's go back and look at the websites if they are giving this information. All right, so this is one website. Now, here, if I'm coming here, it is just basically it is hyperlinked, so AI does not know that there's a about us page. So it does not know who Revelin Prime Export is. Even if they have a small paragraph around here, it should be ideally a page. So for a moment, if I take you back to this example, this is where you can see there are different pages created. So who we are, about us, or if we have to just look at it literally, who we are, there's a page for that. Now, that clears that. Or if we are going to this one, this is where we have certification events and upcoming event, but who we are, that is there. Yeah, okay, so there is a page, wonderful for that. So there is a page which has information for this business. So that's great. Now, whenever you are creating this page, this is where you should keep in mind that you have about 300 to 500 words worth of content. If it is lesser than that, then you'll not have enough keywords, etc., to help you rank and stand out. So that is another thing that you should keep in mind. Let's go to another website, and this is where you have company. So this is where you have who we are, and now you only have who we are and what we do. It is not there. So there is a gap. Now, for a moment, if I'm bringing you back here, this is where you can see there are a number of pages that we have created. So it is around that export process. They are exporters. So how they are exporting, quality assurance and lab testing, how they are ensuring the quality of the products, and what are the certifications. This is a trust signal, and we'll talk about that later also at length, and how they are sourcing their product, how they are procuring the raw material, what are the sustainability and CSR practices, testimonials again related to trust signals, and then packing. Or if I'm going to that example which I was showing you earlier, again certification, export process, etc. Now all this pages, or all these pages are created to answer the various questions which are there: who we are and what we do. Who we are is about us, and then what we do, and related to what we do, there are separate sub questions also, and for that these pages are needed. Now, very blankly, if you have to evaluate whether you are there on the second action item. If you have one or two business information pages, then you are not there. That's where you're missing out. This is where again we have just one about us, and let's go to decopper again, one about us. This is where from your business information point of view, again you are not there. This is where you have just one page. Now, ideally, it could have been two pages. One is about the organization, and second is about the founder, about the team you can create, and what are you doing. So your mission vision can again be converted into different pages, and how you are sourcing your product, how you are manufacturing, sustainability, etc. So all that can be created into independent pages. Now, this is where we have about us, and only one page. Ideally, it should be 6, 7, or depending on. And again, there's no there's no golden rule to that. That okay, Adnan is saying you should have 7 pages, then all of you are creating seven. No, it varies from industry to industry. You may just need five, and the other person may need 10. Varies. So do a research, try to understand what are the questions which are being asked related to your business, and what are the important topics, and around that create the pages. All right, this is where we only have okay, there's a company profile, stream metal, and again there's only who we are, and there is no what we do. All right, so I believe by now you have a little sense on where this is missing out. This is where you have again one page, and again Not much information about the organization. So that is your action item number two. So this is where you should be focusing about your specialization, target buyers, categories, export regions, differentiators, all that should be included. And I've shown you the example, so that relates. Now, the third important action item is the product content. So let's go back. Now okay, not here. Here we have to go and we'll start with the first website. Here you have the products. And if we are coming here, this is where you have only the names of the product. Now, there are two very big issues with this. One is this is where your URL is not changing. Now, for a moment, if I go to this website and if I click on spices, this is where it is a page. So this is our products and spices. In fact, if I'm going individually to this particular product Kalonji, this has its own page, right? So you can see the URL and you can see the content. Ideally, it should be there. If you are doing this, this is not giving you any discoverability because you are firstly not going to be there. So AI can't find you as an independent page for the products. And plus, individual products should be uploaded. Now here, for example, cashew. So you have W420, you have W320. These are the varieties. So ideally, these should be added as variants or as a product as well, right? So if you're creating a cashew category, so these can be like the four products that you have, so that individually, if there's someone looking for W420, you are there as one of the recommendation, including specifications. Obviously, for Alex Shart, we have seen they have products, and let's look at one of their product. This is the category listing page. You don't have a description here, which is again a miss. And let's look at this product. This is PC200 bucket pen, and you don't have any description. This is surprising. Other than the product name, you don't have any description. Now, this is where just bases these four words, AI to understand this product is absolutely impossible. You should have description. So like I was showing you here, so there is a detailed product title, again, customized for the buyer intent, right? So this is for bulk purchase, wholesale, importers, and then you have the description, and then you have the long descriptions. All that is there. So it is very important to have that. Let's move to one another example. This is where we have Austin. Let's look at the products. Okay, very nice looking packing. So it is Alfonso mango pulp, and here you have nothing. Again, the same thing. You just have a product title. You don't have any description. Now, the best practice around the product description is that it should have 100 to 200 words worth of content, not less than 100 and not more than 200. It can be technically more than 200 also, but then Google starts perceiving it as very long and the user experience will get impacted, especially if the person is looking at on the mobile. That's where their experience will get compromised, right? So it should be within 100 to 200 words. Now, by that yardstick, you are not there. Let's look at Captain H Exim. We have agri products and there are no sub products, right? This is again something you shouldn't do. Again, I will call it keeping the positive vibe. I'll call it action item, right? If you have done this, then upload individual product, right? This is not going to help you anymore because now the buyers are looking for specific products, right? So they're looking for black pepper or they're looking for cashew W420 variety, right? So they're looking for something which is very, very specific, black pepper Malabar grade, or I'm looking for grapes and those are seedless grapes, and the grain size or the fruit size should be this much, and the impurities percentage should be this much, right? So those kind of details they are looking at. So you shouldn't be just restricting yourself. This is where you're not being vocal about your business, what we are selling, right? So everything that you possibly sell should be there individually added as a product, right? So if I go and show you back this example, this is where if we are looking for, let's say, herbal, so many products, right? So anything and everything, wheat, grass, turmeric powder, anything they are dealing in, it is listed there, right? So if there's someone who's looking for turmeric powder, they stand a chance to be there or recommend it or get recommended, right? So that should not be there. Let's look for they had products. We have seen that. Let's quickly have a look at, let's look for Indian Autumn. So this is Indian Autumn. They have some description, and then this is the only description. So obviously this is not 100 to 200 words, so you should add more. And then you have the different sizes which are there, so which is good. You have 600, and then the person can send you an inquiry, which is nice. This is where your action item is to add more description and also make this title a little more descriptive, right? So Indian Autumn is not describing that it is a tile. Next is Shri Metal. Okay, our products. Let's look for dairy and pharma fittings. This is where you have SMS Union, and very less description is there. Again, individually, they are not, this is a stainless steel pipe. No one is going to search or give an instruction to AI to look for stainless steel pipe. Probably if they're wanting to buy pipe, but you are not selling pipe, you are selling these clamps. So they would search for TC clamp. Now, this is not a independent product, or is it? Let's try to open it. Okay, it is a product. It is TC clamp and whatever that number is. So that's there. This is where you have the technical information, which is good. And you have the information here also, right? So this is good. This is something that and consider. You don't have an action item here, just review that and try to make it more descriptive. And at the same time, let's try to look for schema, because I am not sure if I checked your website for schema, but let it run. And in the meantime, we will uh, look for other website. This is where you have turnkey red oil, and this is where you have a fair amount of information about the product. If this happens to be a product, so here you have metallic acids, and then you have the description and specification. Is it okay? This is properly added. Just see that this is as detailed as possible, and you should also have a image here. Image is missing. Let's look for copper sulfate. So what is copper sulfate? And then you have the information and the various things. Again, try to add more details to it. Yeah, we were checking for, yeah. So this is where TC clamps, you don't have schema, the right one, and which is, despite the fact that you have added all the specifications, it is not benefiting you because the schema markup is not there. So yeah, I can't understand your products and your offering. Now, this is Helian Exim. You have a beautiful website, but it is not helping you because this is where you have not added individual products. If we are going here, okay, red onion, but again, onion has so much variety, so you should be adding the variant. And this is where again you have literally 20-30 words worth of content, 100 to 200 words with specification, with the details that is needed. All right, so I hope that is there. Let's look at this website also. Let's look for baking machinery, and very less information. Is it clickable somewhere? Explore. Okay, baking oven. So again, the image looks like a kitchen rather than a baking, and then you only have one or two sentences worth. This should be 100 to 200. Right? So these are the gaps which were there related to the product content. So again, takeaway for you. What is the takeaway? So each one of you should have a product page on your website, irrespective of whatever you're selling, right? So if you are selling rice, so and you deal in basmati rice and non-basmati rice, 2021 basmati rice, each one should have its own page. And you should have all the specifications. You are in the product expert, right? So you know the specifications which are required by the buyer, right? So whether it is the grain size, or whether it is the admixture, or whether it is the moisture content which is there, whatever is there, you should be clearly mentioning it, right? And because it keeps varying, right? So generally it is around this range. You can mention that. And when you are talking to that buyer and when you're discussing the term, that's where you can provide the specific. But generally, what is the range? You should be specifically mentioning that. Dedicated page is extremely important, right? So clear categorization, specifications should be there, and use cases, real world application, right? So relating to what is the use, right? So I commented about that tile, right? So Indian autumn tile at least should be written, or slate it should be written, and it should be. So if it is for bulk buying, that should be written. So I showed you that example wherein the title had all those terms. For wholesale, for import, those should be there, right? So who is your user and what is the user intent? These are the most crucial ones. All right. Now, the next point, and this is something which we have already discussed, like business only website, right? So, the website which didn't had product information, we saw a couple of examples. Now, those are the websites which are getting the maximum uh, AI rejection, or they are least discovered by AI for obvious reasons. Obviously, it is looking for product specific information, and you're not talking about the product specific information. So obviously, you're out of the list any which ways, right? So that is something which we have already discussed. Now you have action number 4, which is around FAQ and comparison. Now, this is also important because AI looks for FAQ types, right? So in all your products, try to add FAQs in all about your business. What are the common questions which are being asked? Try to create a page around that. Or if there are two products, for example, you are dealing in Malabar black pepper and Cherry black pepper. These are two varieties or types of black pepper which is exported from India. Right? So you can create a comparison, right? What is the differentiation? Probably the potential buyer may have a question around that, right? Now, there, how should you do that? So one way is you can add it as a question here, or add it as a page here. Or second is around those topics, you can even create blog articles, right? So they are into spice export, and here you have a blog article, how to verify quality and certification when importing spices from India. Now, anyone who is wanting to import spices from Europe, they would have this question, right? How do I verify quality? And that's where you have the answer. So it will lead to potential traffic, and it will present them as a subject matter expert, and obviously help them. If they continue with the practice, it will help them improve their search ranking as well, right? So this is because this is something which we have understood, and we have spent a lot of time on the website, so we understand this is not there. So you should be creating that. Now, a question which was previously asked in one of my interaction, where will I get these questions? So when we are talking to your customers, your sales calls, your interactions, that's where the questions your potential buyers are asking, you know that. So you should be including that. And your distributor, or if you're selling through distributors, bulk buyer, what are their objections, what are the questions they are asking, if there are issues which are getting raised by the customers, that is there. And then you can use Google, ask the public or AI, and understand what are the questions which are being asked. All right, and create answers for that as FAQs or as blog articles or content pages. But that should be there, the answer should be there on your website. All right, the point number 5, which is around trust and authority, it is also very important. Now, this is created through multiple things. One is your website. So that's where you should have certification and compliances, not just talking about the certification, but also about the certificates. I think I can show you it here. Okay. Or that page didn't load up, I think. So also showing the certification, that these are our certifications. So that is one. Okay. Second was your testimonials and case studies. So your testimonials and case studies should be, and again, these should be genuine one. Similarly here, if we are coming, right, different testimonials, and you can add as many as possible. And if there are interesting case studies, and many of you will have, so you should add that, right? So that is something which you have to do on the website. Testimonials, case studies, certification should be clearly there, including the certificate also. So if AI wants, it can easily access it. So that should be there. And then you have the other part, which is your social channels. One important thing that you should be doing on your social channel is ensuring that you have the NAP compliance. What it means: N means name, A means address, and P means phone. NAP compliance, which means on your website, on your social profile, on Google My Business profile, everywhere these three things should be seen. All right. So you should do that. Then you have Google My Business profile, where you have details about your business and reviews. So there, your objective is firstly to update the profile. And let's quickly go and look for. So let's, I believe. Right, so I am not getting the company name. Okay, Alex Shaft India. Let's look for, yeah. So this is the Google My Business profile. And here, there are a few things which you should be looking for. One is the images which are here. So only three images are there. So one is obviously of your factory. You should add more of the products also, about your factory facilities, etc. Then you have the reviews. So try to get as many as possible. First target is 10, second is 100, third is 200. Ideally it should be above 200 or as many as possible. Then you have the address. It should be the same which is there on your website. It the same, or is it different? Address is not mentioned here, or is it there? Okay, address is not mentioned. Ideally you should have the address, and so that AI can relate. Then the phone number should be the same. There are two social channels which are linked. Ideally, you should be there. Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn should be there. So create a company profile on LinkedIn and link it here. And then there is a brief about the organization. This should be reviewed and optimized for SEO, search engine optimization, and there are a few updates. So this was done in November. After November, there's no update. So ideally, you should be doing more updates to your profile. So similarly, you have to ensure that your Google My Business profile is updated and you have as many reviews as possible. All right. So that is about the trust and authority. All right. Now, sorry. All right. So this is something which we have already discussed at length, why exporters are hit. So I'll skip that. Uh, this is something which we have understood where our websites stand today and how we should be, what are the action items to make them AI discoverable. Now, this is something I've discussed extensively. I've worked with exporters over a couple of months or almost a quarter. And that's where I have this personal realization that it is little hard to fix yourself. And now, let's be honest, all of you, I believe, and this is where you can correct me if I'm wrong, but most of you, and especially the ones whose website we have reviewed, you may have a feeling, genuine feeling that my business is AI discoverable. I have a website, right? So I should be AI discoverable. You had that, but we went through it. We analyzed those websites. I pointed out the issues which are there, and that's where now your belief is shaken. So that's where firstly, we were not even aware that we have issues with AI discoverability. Now, once you realize that you have issues with AI discoverability, fixing those and creating that ground or level zero from where you can built your AI discoverability is difficult. I've worked closely with exporters, and because you have to look into a million things and spending your time in doing it diligently is something which everyone is not able to. I'm not saying or that no one is able to do. There are individuals who have been able to do that, but for most, almost 99%, it has been an exercise which they were not able to complete themselves. So that's where being realistic, there's a solution that I would want to share with you. And before that, again, one more activity that I would want you to do is to uh, chat ready to my WhatsApp, and you'll get a message from my side with a solution. Now, if you are someone who has just joined, so I am sharing with you my WhatsApp number. You can chat on that, and or I can take you back to the first slide wherein I shared the QR. So if you want, you can let me know in the chat, and I can take you there. Now, what you have to chat to me is ready, READY, ready. My number is 997 So you can chat me that, or if you want, I can show you this QR also. So this is where quickly show you the QR also. So if you haven't already chatted me, so this is where instead of webinar, you have to type ready, READY, and chat it to me. Right. All right. Perfect. So I can see there are many of you who are chatting. Wonderful. Thanks for that. And we will be in touch. You have my number, and we are already getting the response. Right. So let's go to the slide. Sorry. Let's hide this one. And we will go to the slide we were on. All right. Now, what is the solution? The solution is a service that we have made exclusively and specifically for businesses, B2B businesses and exporters who want to become discoverable, search and AI discoverable. So this is the service that we have created for you. Now, what all is included in this service? So very quickly, I'll switch my screen, and I think I closed that window, so I'll just open it here. So this is the service that we have created. The pricing is something that we'll discuss later, but what all is included? So the first and the most important thing is the product. That because the search happens for the product. No one is looking for ABC exports. They're looking for black pepper, or they're looking for basmati rice, or they're looking for grape, or they're looking for cashew, W420, right? So that is what they are looking for, and that is the most crucial one. So this is where we do the upload on your behalf. You have to basically provide the basic information about the product. We optimize, we create all the required content around it, and then we upload it. So AI optimized content is created along with the specifications, etc., and along with SEO meta that helps with the search ranking. And that is one big area of concern for most of the exporter, and we focus on that. The second big area is the business information pages, and that's where we create at least five. We do the research, understand about your business, and if required, we create more also. So if 10 pages are required, we'll create 10, but minimum is five that we create. And we also create the content. Again, totally created by us. You don't have to work on that. You have to basically share a brief information about your business, and we'll create everything. The SEO setup, the basic SEO setup, which is also called the on-page SEO. This is where we are setting up the foundation for your AI discoverability. So that's where meta update on all the pages, minimum 5 to 10 blog articles. So minimum is 5. If required, we'll create more. And integration with a Google's tool called Google Search Console, so that we are literally forcing Google to understand about your business and index your pages. We have a template based or a theme based solution. This is where you can choose a template, and then our team will design the banners and do the color customization. We will list your products on GlobalLinker Marketplace and Indian Business Portal for additional visibility, and we will also train you and your team with two dedicated sessions so that you understand in future if you have to add a blog article, or you have to add, if you have to add a product, or if you have to uh, respond to a buyer inquiry or RFQ, you can do that confidently. So we do that. We also handhold you for 30 days. And if you have any questions, there's a dedicated person to answer. We also optimize your company profile. If you're into B2C, we also help you with payment and logistic integration. And this package or this special price which we have for you, which is 24,999, the original price and which is displayed here, I'm not sure how visible it is on your screen, it was 40,000, 39,999 to be precise, including taxes obviously. But as a year start introductory offer, we are providing it for 24,999, again including taxes, and this 24,000 also includes your premium subscription for the first year, right? So essentially it is 20,000 plus if you reduce GST, so 15, 16,000, and at that price you are getting a AI discoverable website and content, right? So this is something which is a suggestion, and if you would want to understand more about this, you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to get on to a one-on-one session with you and answer any questions that you may have, right? So this is the special price. Now that's where you get the positioning architecture and you get the foundation. Obviously, if you are comparing the ROI, no visibility is obviously, because this is where you are getting impacted, but you're not uh, knowing. So you may feel that, okay, this is not impacting me, but it is affecting your business. And the longer your business is not discoverable, the more business you are losing. And obviously, there's also something which takes time. So it is not that you can switch it on today and you can become discoverable, right? So it is not. So for your next steps will be identify gap, understand for yourself. I've given you all the methods. So understand for yourself if there are gaps, then utilize this service and get the full implementation done. All right. So this is all from my side. And this is where I will also stop the screen share and we'll break into the question answer round. So I can only see there are two questions. And if you have already not chatted ready, then do that. I am sharing my contact number once again. Please do type onto my number. All right. So moving on to the questions. Uh, Next question is Updesh. The first question is from Updesh ji, and his question is how to get your website indexed. So one is you have to, which is the first step, is to uh, set up Google Search Console and put your site maps there, and also to check technically. In a lot of websites, we have found that they had at the back end they had blockers which were crawling, which were preventing Google and AI crawlers to crawl the websites through the robots, etc. So those are not there. You should input the sitemaps, and then Google should be able to index your website. Next question was anonymous attendee. Will this be recorded and sent to watch later? Yes, obviously you will get the recording of today's session. So I've answered that. Next question is from Anand Ram. So Anand Ram, irrespective whether you are a OEM product manufacturer or you are into a agri export, what you are trying to fix or what you should be fixing is becoming discoverable. Now, obviously, you will not be discovered by me because I may not be buying. There may be some organization which makes. So, for example, Mahindra makes earth movers. So, a procurement manager in Mahindra may be a correct target audience, or someone, let's say in UAE, they are from a construction company and they have a fleet of 100 JCBs and they want the raw material or they want the spare parts. So, for that procurement manager, you are a target audience. Now, when that procurement manager is looking for suppliers, and that's where for sure they'll be using AI, that's where you have to become discoverable. That they recommends, okay, Alex Shafter is the organization that you can consider for sourcing. So that is uh, the answer for you. If you still have queries in your mind, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to answer that. All right, so those were the two questions which I had, and all of you may already by now have the link if you have chatted ready. Otherwise, I am sharing that link in the chat also. I will very quickly look at the questions which are there. There's a question by Mr. K.K. Swami. So, Mr. Swami, and his question is around how to get moringa powder, how to get export, etc. So one is to have that visibility, which is very important. So have AI and search discoverable website. That is the first thing. And second is once you know who is your customer and where they are located, then you can even use AI to understand or find out which are the procurement manager or who are the procurement manager in those companies. So for example, with European Union, we have the now FTA. So in different countries of Europe who are importing these products, which are the companies which are importing these products, and then you can connect with the procurement managers there and then explore the possibilities. So that is one thing that you should consider doing. You can even explore the online advertising channel, especially the text ad. So if someone is searching on Google, that's where you show up and then you bring them to your website and then convert them into a lead and transaction. So you should do that. But what is most crucial is having a AI discoverable website. Why so? And this is a question which was asked because I recommended the same thing to one of the gentlemen, and he asked like, why, if I'm reaching out to an international buyer directly, why do I need a optimized website? The reason is that imagine I am an international buyer. You sent me a message on LinkedIn or you dropped me an email. Now, instead of me going and spending my time investigating and going through about your website, I'll simply give your website to an AI tool, ask it to review and give me the credentials or evaluate you. Now, if you don't have an optimized website, again, despite all that effort and despite the fact that you were able to reach out to directly to a procurement manager or international buyer, still you will get out of the race. You'll not get a response from them because obviously AI evaluation or AI discoverability is crucial. So either way, whichever way you are reaching the international buyer directly or through digital channels, or they are finding you, having the optimized website is very, very crucial. Uh, Next question I can see in the Q&A is from Shikha. So Shikha, this is a technical thing which your web developer, whosoever has built your website, they have to fix. You can't fix it. This is a technical, structural thing that you have that has to be updated. All right. So any other question from any other participants or friends? If no, then we can conclude the session for today. Next question I can see is from Mr. Swami. How can we meet in your office? So, firstly, I'm not from FIO. I'm from GlobalLinker. We can meet online if you want. If you have chartered ready, then you will get a link to schedule a meeting with me. So you can use that, or you can drop me a message, and I will reply to you. I'll share with you the link, and then we can schedule a meeting, and we can certainly meet and discuss. All right. So this is where, with everyone's permission, I can now conclude the session for today. We have overshot our time by almost 17 minutes. So I hope you found this session informative and most importantly eye-opening, and you were able to understand why AI discoverability is crucial and why you may not be AI discoverable. So thank you everyone for taking our time and participating in this session. And I look forward to meeting you personally as well if you have any question or if there's anything uh, which is not very clear. Perfect. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.